and fiery clashes on Capitol Hill as leaders of three large public school districts face House Republicans. Those school leaders answering questions over their handling of anti-Semitism on their campuses. The school leaders are from New York City, Berkeley, California, and Montgomery County in Maryland, all of which have large Jewish populations. And it's the latest hearing in the House GOP's ongoing investigation into anti-Semitism here in America, specifically in schools. And today, we heard from Congresswoman Suzanne Bonamici of Oregon and ranking member of this committee.
There is no question that we must do more to combat anti-Semitism, not just in schools, but everywhere. We must do more to protect Jewish students and Jewish Americans who are threatened and harassed and attacked because of who they are. Every student deserves to feel safe and be safe at school.
Well, earlier this year, that same House committee held those fiery hearings with college presidents, which ultimately led to resignations from presidents of some of our nation's top universities. So I would like to welcome in Congresswoman Suzanne Bonamici now. Representative, thank you so much for your time. Certainly appreciate it. We just heard that soundbite from you. Why is it important to you to be a part of this effort to address anti-Semitism head on?
It's important because every student deserves to be safe and to feel safe while they're in school. And we have seen, well, anti-Semitism is not a new issue. We have seen a stark increase, especially since October 7th, of instances of anti-Semitism in not just in colleges, but in the K-12 schools as well. But I want to note we've also seen an increase in Islamophobia and other hate speech as well.
And just talk about today's hearing. Was there anything that really stood out to you or anything that maybe surprised you?
Well, I just want to emphasize what we heard in the hearing. We had four witnesses. There was also a witness from the ACLU talking about free speech rights and how we need to balance free speech rights with the civil rights that students have under our civil rights laws to be free from discrimination. So there were the four witnesses, and what we really need to emphasize is that there is a lot of work being done. There's a lot of curriculum available. My state of Oregon requires education on the Holocaust and genocide, so it's really critical that we get these tools into the hands of educators. But we also have to have a conversation about how we get back to having respectful dialogue about issues where we might disagree, which is critical to solving our nation's problems. So we heard from the people today, one, as you mentioned, one from New York, one from Berkeley, California, one from Montgomery County, Maryland, about how they are investigating. When they get a complaint, they investigate it. And then the important part is that that I also want to emphasize is that the Department of Education, our U.S. Department of Education, has an Office of Civil Rights, and they're charged with protecting the civil rights of students, including students who have experienced anti-Semitism in schools. But unfortunately, they don't have the resources or the staff they need. They're actually a fraction of the staff that they had when the office was founded years ago. So we need to get full funding and workforce in there so every single complaint can be promptly investigated by the Office of Civil Rights.
Yeah, and that certainly represented something we hear so much that, there's just not enough money or not enough money allocated. Talk about some of the specific incidents happening to Jewish students in schools right now, because I think it's important that those things are heard about and brought to light.
Well, there were there actually weren't too many graphic examples given in the hearing today, but we know from our own constituents, from what we've heard of some of the things that are happening to students in school, to Jewish students, to students of color, to Muslim students. There have just been way too many instances lately that absolutely must be addressed because, again, students deserve to feel safe and be safe. Things that are said, we do have free speech rights in the country, but if the statements that are being made are anti-Semitic or Islamophobic, that makes students feel unsafe in schools. So we absolutely need to get these tools into the hands of educators and address this because these are our students and they deserve a learning environment that is free from discrimination and one in which they feel and are comfortable.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.